Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the Casual Sports Talk Podcast. Week 5 NHL Stanley Cup edition. And now we got somebody right over here who realizes that he's going to give a 10 for the Ohio State Buckeye football team. It's Chris Theodore.
Thank you, Stu. Always a pleasure. Thanks for the introduction. I mean, if we're going on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that they're going to win the national championship, let's hold the brakes, not give them a 10 yet. The season hasn't even started.
Oh, don't
but
worry.
Thank you, Stu. I like the confidence going in.
Yeah, this is based on your tier maker. 10 is national champion. So, like, you know, we can give Michigan a 10 for last year. That's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately. And now we got Douglas over here who just realized there was a civil war between Michigans versus Michigan today. Here's Douglas.
Yo, feeling good about my Stanley Cup Finals picks, but feeling a lot better after the first period of last night's game than I am now.
Wait, so you said Michigan versus Michigan? Where was that?
Yeah, there was actually a game where they had Michigan play against Michigan on the Big Ten Network.
Wait, what? Oh, are you talking about the spring game?
Yeah, they had a spring game.
Yeah, everybody has a spring game.
Yeah, that must have been a reflex. I'm pretty sure that happened a while ago. Oh my gosh,
dude, the Scarlets playing the gray. The Scarlets
playing the gray. Gonna win. I don't know who to root for. It's like which son do I love more, or which one of my nephews is like the best? I don't know who do I root for.
Yeah, but piggybacking off what Doug did say, Doug said that his picks, the Rangers are up 2-1 in the series. Edmonton slipped there yesterday. They were up 3-1 at one point. But yeah, so far Doug's picks are looking strong.
Those picks are looking strong right now. We got to see how this game will be gone. Well, like I said, we are recording this during the Rangers versus Florida game number 4 right now. We'll see how that ends. It probably will not finish up once this end of this recording, unless we go over 2 hours. But we can start about doing the other team. So, gentlemen, what is your thoughts about these games in the Stanley Cup playoffs so far?
It's a lot more exciting than the NBA overall, I would say.
Oh yeah,
like,
the NBA.
Lots of overtime games because I think the last Florida one, I think went to overtime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Rangers won 5-4 in OT.
Technically, they were supposed to have an overtime one against the Stars versus Edmonton, but the Stars decided to score 2 more goals.
But actually, the last 2 games for this Florida Rangers series, they both gone to overtime. The Rangers winning both the games when they sent to overtime. So,
what a good series.
If Game 4 goes to overtime right here, I would put my money on the Rangers because they're looking good in OT.
Hey, I'm like Homer Simpson in the donut meme right now, or the GIF, where I'm just like, hey, you want more overtime? More overtime, more playoff overtime. Give me more. Don't care. Playoff overtime.
Well, that's what's a bummer about the NBA is, man, oh man, both these series might be sweeps.
Yeah, that was. I know we're pretty much talking about hockey and not the NBA. Man, it's been a boring semifinals in the NBA. I know we're not going to. Yeah.
Well, the only saving grace for those, or at least the games have been close. Like, Dallas is the first team ever to win all 3 games when trailing with like less than 5 minutes to go or something. And Indiana choked away about 3 of their games too. So like they could have been good series, but they just weren't. These hockey ones are at least kind of being good, and the series are going to go 6 or 7 games, hopefully.
Yeah,
right on track there with you, Doug. The game on Saturday, that was Game 3, Pacers-Boston. Pacers were up by 18. I think that was going into the second half. And then Boston came back and they won that game. So, yeah, like you said, Doug, Pacers are throwing away games, unfortunately. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Tyrese Haliburton got injured for games 3 and 4. But, yeah, Dallas is just going to town on the Timberwolves. And, like you said, you said the Mavericks, they've won the games after being down by a deficit or something like that?
With like 5 minutes to go, they were losing in each game, and they won all of them.
I mean, are we going to see a fourth time here? Because right now, at the moment, Timberwolves are up 40-32. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. So I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see how that game goes. That'd be sweet if that happens for a fourth time, so they can win the series.
Well,
Yeah, I
then
mean, we'll see how it goes.
oh,
Oh, man, I thought they were going to get that
missed
goal.
that. What a
I
bitch.
thought he almost got the goal, man. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that
fun.
should have been.
It's like a beret, a Rangers beret hat. It's kind of
Oh
funny.
wow, that was crazy.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
even game one of that basketball one though, like Indiana's up 3 with like 3 seconds to go and they lose in overtime. What a shame.
Oh, what game 4, right? Yeah, it wasn't
Oh.
like 102-99. I could be mistaken, but then Derek White for the Celtics hits a clutch 3. Or no, I think it was 102-102, and then he hit
Yeah.
the game-winning 3. But man, Boston.
Well, they were up by like 5 with like 2 minutes to go in that one. They were up by 3 with 3 seconds to go in game one, and they lost. That Jaylen Brown hit a ridiculous 3 to tie it. It was
Jaylen Brown, Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
well deserved. Well deserved.
Well deserved. And speaking of well deserved, we got to talk about this Edmonton Oilers Dallas Stars series right now, where so far it is, as of right now, we're recording this, the Dallas Stars are in the lead, 2-1 in the series right now. Gentlemen, how do you feel about this series so far?
I just keep feeling so bummed with Edmonton. Like every time I get hope for them, they choke away a game or they lose when they should have won. And just like they play so good for spurts, but I don't know.
Or the Monday game where they had a 2-goal lead and was 3-1, and yet they blew that game.
Well, that's the thing.
If you look at it, they won game 1 in Dallas. So I kind of expected the Stars to tie to even the series at 1 since it's in Dallas. But then, man, yeah, Dallas to take game 3, last night. And like you said, Stuart, Edmonton was up 3-1 at one point, and then 4 unanswered goals, one being in, empty net. So, yeah, you expect that. But, yeah, we're going to see, tomorrow, see if Edmonton can tie it up. Because, yeah, other than that, the Stars are looking pretty solid.
Do you guys know Tyler Toney from Dude Perfect at all?
I've heard the Dude Perfect, but I've never heard of Tyler Toney.
So he's like the main bearded dude there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, see the guy with the beard. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so he's a huge Dallas Stars fan because they're from Texas, and there's a really cool video of like him like flossing, and then he was like, so basically Tyler Toney's about to floss if the Stars make the Stanley Cup playoffs again. He said next time they make the finals, they're gonna go. Dude Perfect's about to go wild. So if you're a Dude Perfect fan, Stars are looking good.
But unfortunately, if you're a Edmonton fan, I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, because it's like, I know Connor McDavid's great. He never made it to Stanley Cup Finals with Edmonton.
Well, yeah, I have a hard time, and like maybe I'm just being biased here, but I have a hard time saying he's the undoubted best player on the planet. Because like every time I watch a game, like he's good, but I don't see anything that says, hey, he's clearly the best player on the ice.
Nope.
Like in the NBA right now, like speaking of the best player, like you watch Luka Doncic play in basketball, and just like the way he controls the game at the end, you're like, all right, that's the best dude on the floor right now. Like I never think that with Connor McDavid.
I see Connor. Yeah, so Luka plays 4 quarters. Yeah, he dominates pretty much the entire game. Connor McDavid, I watched the entirety of that game yesterday when they lost 5-3. He had an assist and a goal in that first period. And then it seems like in the second period, Edmonton just fell apart, or Dallas just went on a hot streak. Because I turned the TV, I flipped the channel for like 5 minutes, and that's when it was I think it was 3-0 actually. And then no, it was 2-0, right? And then all of a sudden it's 3-2 Dallas. Or sir, you have it pulled up here, right? How the scoring goes?
And then they literally blew it and gave up 3 goals.
Yeah,
tied it, and then they blew it at the third period. And also,
Connor McDavid, he was looking great in that first period, and then nothing really else happened throughout the rest of the game. Yeah, Doug, like you were saying, like is he the best player in the world compared to like Luka, who does amazing all 4 quarters? Does Connor have he's not really doing all 3 periods like he should? But I still think personally, in my opinion, he's still the greatest player in the world hockey wise.
I'll say, he probably is, but like I love seeing like players that just show up in the playoffs. Like it's so fun to watch like Luka just take over the series, but like I haven't seen McDavid just like take over in the playoffs.
Yeah,
know?
it's just been very much a disappointing.
Like,
I mean, granted,
okay.
he made it this far. I'm not going to hate on it. And to be frank, we did have this 2 weeks ago. Vancouver was up 2-1 in the series, and guess what happened? Edmonton came back and won it. Went to Game 7 and they won.
Like, I still feel good about my pick overall. I'm just like, I don't know. I want to see McDavid hit that next level and like really push them to make the Cup final. Like I want McDavid, to like have like a goal, 2 assist game, like crazy plays and like push his team to victory. Like I don't want to see Zach Hyman scoring all the goals or Draisaitl carrying the team.
Oh my God, Draisaitl is having a bad. He needs some aspirin, some ibuprofen, some painkillers, since he's carrying this team behind his back right now.
Well, like McDavid's been good. Like he obviously hit the overtime winner in Game 2, and like Chris said, he had a goal and an assist. But I don't know. Maybe it's a small sample size, but
yeah, Zach Hyman. I think he scored his 14th goal of the playoffs last night, and that was in the first period too. So yeah, Edmonton, maybe they dominated the first period, but yeah, man. Hey, but I like what Stuart said though, because that gives you hope, Doug, for Edmonton. They were down 2-1 in that series against Vancouver, and they came back winning one in Game 7. So man, that Game 4 tomorrow, that's gonna be an amazing game.
And I mean, obviously they're playing a great team too. I mean, we can't take away anything from Dallas because I mean they have the most points in the Western Conference. It's not like Dallas is some pushover team. Like their team, I think, was second in the President's Cup trophy this year, like 100 and whatever was 13, 14 points. But like you want to see the best player in the world like dominate.
Yeah, let's see here.
Oh, you want to just look
yeah, Dallas 113 points, 1 point short of the Rangers at 114. Yeah, 52 wins, 21 losses, 9 overtime. Oh, that overtime, is that wins or losses? OTL? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's wins basically.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
OTL. Oh, sorry, OT win is yeah.
Oh, so it's OTL is overtime losses. I mean, that's what I assume with the L, but
yeah.
No, it's like dodgeball. L is for love, Chris.
L is for love. Overtime love.
They wanted some overtime love. I'm just trying to tell you that.
Well, right now this Dallas-Minnesota basketball game is back to tied.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do we got score wise over there?
Well, Luka's going to the foul line, and it's 45-45.
Oh, I see it now. Wow.
This is going to be interesting. Like I said, do you think now, Douglas, you still feel confident, even though they are Dallas is in the lead 2-1, that Edmonton's going to do it, and Dallas.
I'm not going to waver on my pick, like you said last round. Edmonton did. Like I doubted it for a minute last round too, but like at the end of the day, like I think. My theory, I think, still holds true where superstars win championships. And Edmonton has 2 superstars, so they'll figure it out.
I mean, I think they got, like I said, they got I mean, granted, there's still plenty of game left, that's Game 4. You can win one game, and then now we're in, like, an okay, like, spot now.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's a must-win, no doubt about that. Like, you're not winning 3 straight against this Dallas team.
Yeah, absolutely not.
You got to score a lot of goals for this Dallas team right now. It is crazy to think that the lowest they ever scored in this series so far is 2 goals. That is crazy to think that.
Well, for Dallas only scoring 2 goals, I mean, yeah. It's crazy that Edmonton, with their passing abilities and their firepower, only scored 1 goal in Game 2.
Florida scored! Oh, yes!
You say Florida scored?
Florida scored!
Nice.
Here we go.
Tied 1-1, baby. Let's go.
Who scored there for you, Stu?
Like Matthew Tkachuk scored.
Yeah, was it Everest scored it? Let me check.
Let's see. Sam Bennett. Is that
Bennett? Bennett scored it.
It's S. Bennett.
Bennett. S for success.
Sam Bennett. All right. Wow. Oof.
I was like,
Sam Bennett scoring for your parlay or for your picks. Good job, because man, I don't know if that's.
He's trying to get that.
I don't know if he's had a goal yet this postseason.
Oh, whoa! Oh, wow! That was lucky. That was a nice goal.
Yeah, that's a goal. That is a goal right there. That is a goal.
It's definitely a goal. It was lucky for sure.
Yeah, I mean, even if that puck didn't, even if they scooped it out, that still would be a goal, correct?
I wonder. Yeah, no, I mean, once it crossed the line, it's in. My only thing is maybe they're going to challenge us for goalie interference, but probably not.
No, that's not goalie interference. Come on, why?
Well,
Why?
they might say that the other dude, because the other dude came in and kind of bumped him, so they might say that he couldn't. No, they're not challenging it. And that's why it's smart. There
Yeah,
wasn't goalie interference. So.
that was not goalie interference. I'm sorry. That was more on Ranger interference on their own team.
Well, the one thing I'll say, the NBA surprises me with how physical they're letting guys play in this playoffs, and I like it. But there's been a few where you're like, even like the announcer, like, oh, this will be a flagrant foul, and the ref's like, nah, dude, that's no flagrant. Let him play.
Oh my God, is this like the Pistons back in the day when they had the Jordan rules?
Like it feels like, something I was telling Alex, and I still feel true, is like the NBA officials I think are really, really good right now. Like I usually don't like officials too much, but like holy guacamole, like they've been like making really good calls. Like there's plays that you see a guy slam to the floor, and I'm just immediately like, oh, there's got to be a foul, and then they show the replay, and the dude had this arm straight up, and it just wasn't a foul, and the refs didn't call it, and it was amazing.
But you know who you definitely love, Douglas. You love the NFL referees.
That's a different story. But here's why. Here's why I think
I know this. We're talking about hockey, but I always have a joke when the tuck rule is going to happen on the NFL. I'm just going to say one thing: Detroit will get screwed by a game because of that. I'm just going to say it.
They always do, and that's okay. But here's my current perspective on officials, Stu. I don't know if you saw, there was an ESPN article a couple days ago about officiating across sports and how we're in a potential crisis right now with officials because these parents and these fans are just being so rude to officials that they're quitting. And so I'm like, save the official. Like, let's be nice to these dudes. They're out here trying.
Hey,
like, as long as we don't have like the 2016 Michigan game where there's clearly officials tied to Ohio State that make repeated terrible calls.
No, we don't talk about that game. No, we won that game fair and square.
Like literal, so many Ohio State connections and dudes like taking pictures with Ohio State play, whatever. As long as we don't have literal observable bias, I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna hate on. Refs are gonna miss calls. All these leagues now allow reviews, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. Like I like that the NHL now made their rule where you can like the refs can call a double minor, so they.
I just saw. That's funny. I just saw someone. Did someone just have a middle finger at one point as a Rangers fan? I just kind of want to. I want to see. Just recording purposes.
No, but yeah, I agree with you. There's Doug. Yeah, with a lot of these more reviews coming up, the NBA, how they could challenge everything. Oh, it's great.
It is. Pretty quick with it. Like they're getting these calls right. In the NHL, they now are reviewing penalties too.
Oh, what happened, Stu? Tell us.
I'm zaprudering film right here when they have the Rangers. Okay, so I just kind of want to I'm just gonna send it. So it looks like there is a screenshot, and I'll send it to you guys right over here of a Rangers fan flipping off the Florida Panthers.
Like the bench or what?
Could this be the thumbnail for our next video?
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Make sure you got a good picture in there, Stu.
I just wanted to let you. Yes, I'm Zapruder filming it right here. This actually happened on my TV screen. Do you see that? They didn't catch it.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if it becomes our thumbnail to the video.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm using my phone, so I can't check.
Theodore, do you want to look at the screen?
Oh, yeah. All right, Stu. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can see the middle finger. You're right.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, it's right after Florida scored their goal. Must have been like a highlight or something. Nice.
Yeah, that's so funny. I just had to. Sorry, that was kind of hilarious. I know we're trying to be family friendly podcast, but like I said, that was kind of funny.
Last basketball thought that I have, because this clip was really funny to me. So Mike Conley just did basically he shuffled his feet like 4 times, but the refs called
travel.
No, they called a foul instead. But I started watching videos last night of Luka's trash talk, dude. And Luka started shuffling his feet and complaining to the refs. And just like Luka's like a really good trash talker though, dude. He cracks me up. Like, did you guys see when he turned to the Minnesota bench and was like just like laughing at them because they tried to put like Gobert on him? Like,
Yeah, defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy
yeah, like,
Gobert.
it's like
What
really laughing at him.
Oh my God! The starting the pandemic, Rudy Gobert. Don't you mean?
I wonder if Luka speaks in Slovenian when he's trash talking, so they don't know what he's saying.
He said he claims he does when he drops curse words. Like they called him out for like saying like "f you" to somebody. He's like, no, that was Slovenian. It's like,
Oh, sorry. My stepfather laughed at I had to send him the image of the Rangers fan flipping.
Nice.
It
Nice.
is so funny. It is when we get done with this podcast, we got to see this. Oh, that Rangers fan is going to be flipping off the refs right now since the Panthers just got a power play right now. Oh,
speaking of the Rangers, is that a good transition? Are we going to talk about the Panthers Rangers series here?
Yeah.
Are we done with the Edmonton Dallas? Because I mean, Doug picked Edmonton. Stu last week or whenever we picked the
I said Dallas State game 6.
Yeah, I remember I picked Dallas, and then I also picked Florida.
So like I said, it's going to be interesting because, like I said, we're going to see how it's going to go in this series right now. We are having like I said, I'm having fun with these two, but like I said, I still think Dallas is probably going to win by game 6. I feel still confident about that. And we'll see how it. Oh, look at that! They're going. Oh, he got
honestly,
that.
Like Stuart, like you said, Vancouver was up 2-1. Dallas was up 2-1. Vancouver lost that series to Edmonton in game 7. I mean, I'm still gonna ride with Dallas because I said that last week. But man, I'm scared that Edmonton is gonna take the series. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Dallas, even though a little bit of me wants to say Edmonton. I gotta stick with my guns.
Yeah.
The only thing I would have picked differently, and this is gonna sound really weird at the current situation, but I wish I would have.
Oh, goal, Florida!
Oh, nice.
Oh, Florida got the goal.
Who was that? Let's see who that was.
Verhaeghe.
Connor Verhaeghe, nice.
Am I behind a little bit?
Let's see what kind of goal this was. Little right. He got the rebound. Ooh.
Let me check.
They might challenge the high stick, but it looks like it was below the shoulder level, so I don't think it was a high stick.
Yeah, I'm behind you guys, so I was like, oh, what happened? Oh! Okay, now I saw
with the delay.
I had a 50.
Carter Verhaeghe. I said Connor. It's Carter Verhaeghe. My apologies, Carter.
Verhaeghe. How dare you be mean to the great Carters? You know.
So wow, look at that. So Florida goes up 2-1 in game 4. They're down 2-1 in the series to the Rangers. Wow.
Let's be honest. Okay, now we're in a different. Okay, so if this goes to 2-2, and like I said, that power play did cost the Rangers. But like I said, I guess we should start, gentlemen. This has been an interesting series. So 2 overtime so far for this Rangers Florida game. Rangers has gone back and got it. But what do you think about the series so far?
Oh, dude, it's been so competitive. Like, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, Florida started off winning game 1 in New York, so I figured the Rangers were going to win game 2.
Oh, yeah, and then all the Rangers fans left after they scored the third empty goal net, and all the Rangers fans were like, all right, guys.
In game 1,
yeah. Bye, everybody. Have a podcast is how we get us. Literally what they did.
So, yeah, I thought Florida was going to take game 3 since that was in Florida, so I thought Florida was going to be up 2-1, but Rangers took that on Sunday night. So I had a great feeling that Florida was going to take game 4 and even the series. And I mean, even though Florida was down 1-0 early in the game, now they came back and they're up 2-1 with about 6.5 to go in the second period here. But yeah, who's going to win game 5? Who's going to win the series? I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm sticking with my guns, Florida.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes with Florida. I mean, I still feel confident with Florida, and especially after this game right now. As of right now, Florida's in the lead 2-1.
Because they're up 1 goal. You boys not watching hockey?
Yeah.
1 goal.
Yeah.
Anything could happen, but right now Florida has a shot advantage 23-16.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the Edmonton games, and I mean, you're up 2 goals. You're gonna win the game, right?
So
Right?
I feel like almost every time a team goes up by 2 goals, they have lost.
I guess. And maybe one of them I actually watched.
Yeah,
that is pretty true though.
So I guess I'm for another Florida goal here, so we can have a Rangers OT comeback.
No,
That's a penalty. No, they didn't call.
Penalty. That is not a penalty. That was not a penalty. I'm
But
sorry.
you didn't see what I'm talking about yet. Still would have been a penalty on the Rangers.
I did say it earlier, man. If this game's going to overtime, you better take the Rangers if you're putting money on it. 'Cause, yeah, they won the last 2 games both in overtime.
But this is in Florida right now. I'm just saying. I know.
Hey, I mean, last game was in Florida too, Stu.
And it went to overtime. But hey, like I said, I think this is the year.
New York going on the power play, boys.
Tripping on those Panthers. Oh man,
that's a bad call. Let's
tie this up.
This is the perfect recipe.
Oh,
Rangers on the power play, down 2-1, late in the second period. Here we go.
Do you know what I think would be funny as like a viewer of this podcast, that you know the outcome of this game when you're watching. So like most of it, we're sitting here watching the game. That by the time people watch it, it's going to be.
Oh yeah,
over.
true. By the time this gets uploaded, people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this game already happened. What are they going crazy for?"
Why are they going crazy, man? This is like a recording, even though. Yeah.
That's why it would be sweet. I wouldn't be able to do that possibly during the NFL season, but possibly have a live podcast or a live episode where we watch like a half of a football game, or I don't know, something like that. Just throwing ideas out here.
I always say this is a crazy idea. I will watch the whole NFL Red Zone from 1 to 7.
All right, so that's why I said a half, because the whole Red Zone all Sunday night. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to be live for 8 hours.
Oh, look at the time. I got to go cut the grass.
No. Forget about cutting the grass. We gotta cut some Red Zone right now. I got it. You got this. But speaking of Red Zone and former NFL players, gentlemen, are you so sad about the Antonio Brown blowing all his money away and now filing for bankruptcy after telling him, after being the smartest, NFL guy who did nothing wrong, who was great? He was classy in his last NFL game.
Sir, if I have to answer your question truthfully, am I sad? The answer is no, I'm not sad. I mean, right. I read somewhere he made a little over $90 million through his NFL career. I assume he had endorsements. So that probably made him a few $1 million. I mean, I don't know what it's like having that kind of money and whether it's just so easy to spend it all. But if you have that kind of money, you got to be reasonable. You got to have some sort of financial advisor to put your money in straight. Because I did also read that he has not trying to speak negative about someone, but I heard he has $50,000 to his name and he owns an $18 million mansion in Fort Lauderdale. That $50,000 is not gonna go far with those kind of expenses for that kind of house.
That'll 10% of taxes.
Like, are you telling me that Antonio Brown was not the smartest tool in the shed instead of finances?
I mean, there's been a handful, more than a handful of players, professional sports wise, that have not been smart with their financial situations.
Well, I think like Allen Iverson went bankrupt and he made.
You're right, Doug. Allen Iverson made over $200 million in his NBA playing career, and unfortunately. Yeah, similar situation to Mr. Antonio Brown.
Hey, this is why I don't know. You guys watch a Nightcap or anything like that on YouTube?
Nope.
Oh yeah, nope. So it has Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. They just do podcasts together. Yeah, you didn't know. You should definitely watch it.
Did they speak of the situation with Antonio Brown at all?
I think they might have done one episode of Antonio Brown, and Chad Ochocinco is very good with his money. Like he's. Apparently, he has saved 83% of his NFL earnings.
That's smart.
And he's been out of the league for at least a decade.
So that means he used his, and as you should, use your endorsements. If you have a shoe deal or if you have a, an energy drink deal or if you have something else, use those endorsements, those income, for your living situation, your house or whatever. And then, save all the money you're making from the NFL, your professional career.
With their money, Kirk Cousins literally didn't touch any of his actual money. He's only doing exactly what Chris just said, living off of the endorsements.
Smart man.
Honestly, that's how you do it, or at least do the, in my opinion, do the 3-3-3 rule. Basically, I know we're not. This is not the casual investment talk. It's the casual sports talk. But I always think it's just like say 30% on like room, board, and necessities, 30% on savings, and 30% on just fine. Just do the 3-3-3 rule each year.
Heck yeah, nice. Where does the other 10% go?
yeah. In the bank.
Ooh, wait, so like 40,
yeah, that'd be the 3-3-4 rule.
Yeah, didn't 30% already go to the savings?
yeah, we gotta put more.
Well,
more in the
number sometime.
We gotta put some more in that savings, baby. That's what I gotta say.
This is casual sports talk, not casual financial talk.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, can I bring up my random topic of the day?
Yes.
So Stu, me and you are both very casual tennis players. What do you think of our Mr. Rafael Nadal going out in Wimbledon in the first, or not Wimbledon, in the French Open in the first round?
Fortunately, I did not know that he went out the first round, but I cannot believe out of this news. I love Nadal. Nadal's always been my favorite Spaniard of tennis players, and now he's out.
So I did hear about that, Doug. Can I ask a couple quick questions to get a little bit of background info? Was Nadal ranked at the time? You said he was in the first round?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too. Like he hasn't been playing, and like he's coming off like I think a hip injury.
Gotcha.
And he lost the number 4 seed. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I could have swore I read or heard that he lost the 4 seed. I'm like, so that means in the first round of a major, or this is a major, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like, there's no way like Nadal would be ranked and he's playing a 4 seed. So yeah, like, thanks for answering the question. Yeah, why Nadal is not ranked, man. But well, is Nadal on the verge of retirement? Where is he at in his career? I know he's been around for a whole while.
Because I know Federer's out and Novak's Djokovic. Is Novak Djokovic still playing?
Yeah, he won today actually.
Oh, wow.
He's kind of like only doing like big tournaments to some extent. But Nadal said he's going to probably do the Olympics this year and probably basically call it a career.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, Nadal's on the brink of retirement.
I think the most shocking thing is, though, do you guys know how good Nadal is at the French Open?
Tell us.
So he won. I mean, it's like the greatest legacy in any tournament ever. So I think he's won there 14 times. He's won this tournament.
Whoa.
Like literally he's won the whole tournament 14 times. He's only played in like 20.
I was going to say, the French Open only happens once a year, right? It's not like you can like try to win it twice in a year. He's won it 14 times. That's crazy. You say he's been there, what, 20 times?
Uh-oh. Oh, wow.
Oh, there's shoving.
Oh, that was Carter Verhaeghe again over here. Almost squeezing it in.
So him, Djokovic, and, Federer were all competing for the most championships or like most opens of all time or major titles. And he has like 20, I think he has 21 total titles, and 14 of them came from the French Open.
French Open. I'm sorry if I forgot already. Too casual. Is that's the tournament that's going on right now? Is the French Open?
Yeah, that one's like on clay. So they do. I think 2 of them are on like standard courts. One's on clay, and then Wimbledon's on grass. So like Djokovic's kind of been the best at like the Australian Open, and he's been pretty good at Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. But then Nadal usually wins the French Open. But like Djokovic's been a little bit more well-rounded and kind of won each tournament a little bit more, where basically Nadal just won the French Open every year, and then he won like 1 or 2 Wimbledons. Like he kind of won like a couple of the other ones, but Djokovic's won I think like 3 or 4 of the other ones at least.
Dang! Wow.
I know.
That would have been awesome because you said Nadal had a hip surgery or he's coming back from some sort of situation like that, and this is probably going to be his last French Open. That would have been awesome if he would have won the entire thing, but it's unfortunate for his early exit. But I mean, to go out like end your career on top, get a 15th French title, but 14 is still amazing out of his 21 appearances for sure.
Yeah, well, you don't want to end it like if NFL turns, you don't want to be like Ben Roethlisberger or like Eli Manning, where you're like just a shell of your own self, and you're just like, oh God, why was this guy great? And then you kind of forget for a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, yeah, it was nice. I like when people kind of retire after winning the whole thing, as hard as that would be to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like Brady. I mean, at least Brady, like, I mean, even though he retired after a final playoff loss in the first round against America's team, the Cowboys. I mean,
Yeah. I
he's
mean, as we all know, he played 1 year too many. Like, if he retired after the Super Bowl, like, I think that last year is going to, like, mess with his legacy because then obviously it got him divorced and everything else, too. So it's like, I don't know. You did 1 year too many, bud. Like,
yeah. I mean, I will say this. I wish it would have been kind of poetic if he retired in 2019. Be like, hey, I get to start this dynasty beating the Rams at a Super Bowl, and I get to end my career beating the Rams at a Super Bowl. I'm getting my gold jacket. I'm done. That would be like a poetic way to end it. You know what I mean? That's like a poetic way to like end your like your legacy. Like that.
Yeah, that would have been really nice for sure. Like, that would have been a perfect way. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad, like, retiring after the Super Bowl at Tampa. Just, it'd be poetic just to say, yeah, it was me, not Bill Belichick, and then be done, you know? Like, I just had to prove I could win one somewhere else and then just retire.
But no, he wants to stay longer. Oh my goodness, that's a good question. I know we're talking about sport, but who do you think is staying? You know what? If I thought about it currently, it's Russell Wilson right now.
For
And
what?
you didn't
What was
even
the
finish
question? Yeah, so you kind of just all you said was and Russell Wilson.
NFL player that you feel like it's just kind of ruined their legacy staying longer, and I said Russell Wilson.
Did Russell? I mean, Russell Wilson. How many Super Bowls did he win? 1, 2?
He won one.
One. Okay.
And then unfortunately, instead of going for a pass instead of a run, maybe got them two. Could have gotten their two.
Yeah,
but
when you have Marshawn Lynch as your running back, but nonetheless, how many years? Like, how old? Like, what's the age of Russell Wilson?
No. I don't know about that one. So I guess if he bombs in Pittsburgh, like, he's only like 34, maybe.
Yeah.
33, 34. But like, he signed that huge deal with Seattle, so like he still has a huge contract left. But
you mean Denver, right? Because isn't Denver paying him or?
Well, Denver's paying him now, but he signed the contract in Seattle, got traded to Denver for like just a terrible, like, a lot of picks. And then now Denver's paying him like 50 mil this year, and he's not on the team.
How many years do you know is this contract with the Steelers?
I think it's just like a 1 year, like $1 million deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody right now playing too long though, Stu. It's like so many young quarterbacks.
yeah,
like, you know, like,
young. This is a very young core, and there's maybe like a couple like.
Yeah, like, I mean, the oldest ones are like Stafford and Kirk Cousins that come to immediate mind. Like, everybody else, like, in their 20s.
Yeah.
And I mean, Stafford, like, could be on that list, but like last year, like, the Rams are looking like they might be competitive. So it's like, it's hard to say Stafford. Like, Stafford, like, 37, so he might have another year or two.
I mean, we'll see how it goes with Kirk Cousins. I know we're talking about this is hockey and not sports and not NFL, but I don't know how.
Sure, we're casual here. We can talk about any casual sport we want.
This is a casual sports podcast, not casual hockey podcast.
I know what we're talking about sports here. What? I thought we're talking about basket weaving.
Oh, so I bet you guys won't be able to name the oldest active quarterback in the NFL. Or maybe even top three.
Okay, are they all like backups or start? There have to be backups.
Let's see. I'd say one out of the top 5 is a starter. The other 4 more than likely will not be starting this season.
Oh my
God!
If you go top 6, then 2 of those top 6 are starting.
Is Joey Flacco on that list?
Oh wait, this is not in order. Whoa, I thought it was. Okay, never mind.
Oh my God! How do you?
Let me see if I can find something that's a little bit in order.
How do you not?
I think the oldest starter in the league is probably Stafford right now. Like, I can't think of anybody that'd be older than Stafford.
Let me check. I'll look this up. The oldest.
Here we go. I think this one's in. I think this one's in order now. There we go.
Quarterback.
Let's see here.
Oh, I forgot about it. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, this one's definitely in order now. All right, so you have number 1,
Aaron Rodgers.
Mr. New York Jet, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I forgot about Rodgers. Yeah, he's what, 40 or 39?
Yeah, he's gonna be 40.
He
Yeah,
is 39 years old, or
He's gonna
years
be-
young.
yeah. And like I said, I mean, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna talk about the JETX, how I feel about the Jets season.
Wait, and then you have the second oldest quarterback in the NFL who plays on the same exact team, the New York Jets, and his name's Joseph Flacco. Wow. All right, go Jets. Go Jets. Jets, Jets.
Joe Flacco. Oh my God.
Flacco was my first guess. I got number 2 right. That's something. Where's Stafford at on that list?
We got Matt Ryan, number 3, playing with your Indianapolis Colts. Number 4.
Matt Ryan's retired, though.
Did he retire? Oh, this list is not updated.
Yeah, he retired last year. And then they got that Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah, because you're right. Wait, no. Did he retire? Because he went from the Falcons to the Colts, and then he retired? All right.
Yeah, he retired from the Colts because then the Colts drafted that young guy at the 4th pick.
Right. Brian Hoyer, and then you have Andy Dalton, and there you go with Mr. Matthew Stafford, who is 35 years of age. And number 6.
Is Stafford only, that's weird that Stafford's only 4 years older than me. I don't like that.
It's weird to think about that. Oh, yeah, Stafford's almost 4 years older. And I just it feels weird to.
I feel like he's an old man, and he's like, shoot, my age.
Oh, you know what? I was using oldest.org as my source. I should use statmuse.com because this one is way more updated. Because, yeah, you're right. You're right, Doug. Yeah, Mr. Matthew Ryan is no longer in the NFL. You're right. He retired.
Good for Matthew Ryan.
Did he sign a contract? I think he signed a contract with the Falcons to retire with them. I might be remembering that wrong, though.
But then you got statmuse.com is saying Josh Johnson, a 37-year-old quarterback, is playing with the Baltimore Ravens. I've never heard of him.
Yeah,
Josh Johnson.
Must be a career backup.
Yeah, right. So Russell Wilson, 35 years of age. Yeah, and this one, StatMuse might not even be updated because they're saying he's still at Denver. That's inaccurate. Man. Oh, well. All right, so we're talking about the NHL, right? Yeah, we're going real casual here. We can't even get these lists.
Okay,
right.
who's the
oldest quarterback? I'm pretty sure we got the top 3 though, because you have Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, and then you have Brian Hoyer. Throw him in the mix.
What a risky move by the Jets. Like, hey, let's have our backup for our super old injury-prone quarterback be Joe Flacco.
Well, so possibly what I'm seeing is if Aaron Rodgers is success, he has a great year this season as a Jets starting quarterback, then maybe they'll be like, okay, well, we don't really need Joe Flacco. So can we pick up someone else and trade Joe Flacco away and receive something? Because a lot of teams, well, not about a lot of teams, but there were several teams looking at Joe Flacco at the end of last season because he did very well with the Browns, being 38 years young. So there are numerous teams looking at him. So maybe that's what the Jets are trying to hold on him for. I don't know. Or maybe they're like, okay, well, just in case Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, knock on wood, gets injured again. Now we have Joe Flacco, who led the Browns to the NFL playoffs.
I mean, hopefully Aaron Rodgers will have more than 4 snaps, and that's including his Achilles.
They're probably going to have
you better knock on wood when you said that.
Yeah, they're going to have him handed off the first 5 plays just to ensure that.
Yes. My God.
Man, we just had a little brawl here in the basketball game.
Yeah, I just turned the sound over here.
Yeah, Gobert's stirring up some stuff. Like, I don't know. Gobert's killing me because, he literally shoved this guy, put him in an arm bar, and then he got slightly shoved and then started talking smack. It's like, Gobert, dude, you started all that. You hit the dude in the head and put him in a freaking headlock. Then you got mad when he shoved you.
Doug, let's stop. No need to talk negative about the defensive player of the year. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly,
don't you mean
I didn't watch Rudy Gobert for majority of the season because I had Victor Wembanyama on my fantasy team, so I was watching more Spurs games than Minnesota Timberwolves games. But Victor should have been the defensive player of the year. Anthony Davis too. Anthony Davis doesn't get enough credit. Maybe I don't know. Was Anthony Davis? If you guys know, was he injured a lot throughout the season? If not, I feel like Anthony Davis should have been top 3, if not the defensive player of the year for the season.
See, I do think you're right. I think he's hurt a little bit too much though. But yeah, he is really solid.
Right.
Did you guys see that?
Did you guys know for this NBA season and moving forward that you have to play a certain number of games in order to be in the running for a nominee for a trophy? Like Donovan Mitchell, he didn't play enough games, so he couldn't be a nominee for MVP. So maybe
I did see that.
I don't know if that was factual, if they have it with Anthony Davis, but maybe they're like, yeah, not enough games played.
I mean, it's very possible because I think it's 65, which is a high amount.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Bronny James is getting the most bets to be the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Well, because also, I read somewhere, I heard it that like if you draft Bronny Jr. or Bronny James, what have you, then you're gonna get LeBron James as well. It's like, man. And then I also read that like the Bronny Jr. He was invited to 10 NBA teams workouts, and he declined, I think, 8 of the 10.
See, I mean, my thing is, me and my brother-in-law, he's a huge basketball fan. We're talking about it, and like, there's no way LeBron's going. Like, let's say the Pistons draft Bronny. Like, LeBron hates Michigan, and he wouldn't play for the Pistons. Like, I feel confident that LeBron James, no matter what happened, would not play in the Pistons uniform. Nobody can
really, oh my God. Could you imagine a world? I mean, hopefully they can win more than just 8 games.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I still laugh at the when the Wingding sponsor who was the sponsor of the Pistons? If they win a game, was it Wingdings? We'll give them a free.
Well, do you know what's bad, Stu? Do you know what the Pistons fans I just saw this start doing this year?
Yeah.
They started wearing the paper bags like the Lions fans used to. Like the Pistons fans, when I saw a post, I was like, it used to be same old Lions, now it's same old Pistons.
Just like the same old podcasts are sponsored by the Casual Sports Life podcast.
Luca short.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will say this. I mean, it is crazy to think that and I still laugh at the owner of the Pistons to just say, after when they had their 10th loss in a row, that everything is fine. We don't need to panic, and that I know you guys are frustrated, but we need to stay the course. There's nothing wrong here. Everything is going fine, and we're doing great.
Do you know who the owner of the Detroit Pistons is?
Yeah, they thought it's Tom Gores, and fans are telling him to sell the team because since he's owned the team, they've made the playoffs once and got swept. This year they had like a franchise worst record.
Oh yeah, and I gotta say, Tom Gores there's a couple Piston games I saw. He looks like he's boozing. I'm just saying. I'm saying he's boozing at the Piston games. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. It's hard not to booze when you watch that disaster.
Right. I mean, I know Dan Gilbert. He's the owner of the Cavs, but I mean, Dan Gilbert is a very prominent member of the Detroit city. So I'm surprised he's not the owner of the Detroit Pistons.
You know, just trade owners. Can we trade owners?
No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, I'll keep Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, we'll take Gilbert. Yeah, keep Gilbert. You know, hey,
let's just do an owner swap.
Yes. Unfortunately,
about the NBA, Dallas is up. Ooh, Minnesota just might. Oh, they had an and one. Okay, because I would say Dallas was just up 62-58, but now it's 62-61. So it must have been a and one. That's what it looks like.
So, gentlemen, as always, we got to stay the course. Everything is fine right now. Nothing is going wrong, and we should see how it goes.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I think we've been doing this for a while. I think we've hit most of the major.
6 months, baby.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to go back to the NHL? Finish up this little. Panthers Rangers. I mean, Doug picked the Rangers to win it all, right?
You still say Game 7, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, just how this game's going, it's going to be a heck of a series. I mean, Florida's looking good. If New York wins this game, I mean, my only doubt is that I'll be wrong on the 7.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, who knows? I mean, we are going to head to the third period.
Stuart, who are you? I mean, obviously you're going to take Florida, but
Florida Game 7, and I feel like that Florida's going to win this game. They're going to go win this game, and I think there's going to be, I might be wrong on this one. Oh, Jason Robinson looking good on the
here's my prediction, gentlemen. I mean, I'm taking Florida to win this game. It's going to be 2-2. But yeah, Florida in 7. I mean, I want Florida in 6. Because if they go to Game 7, that Game 7 is going to be in New York, so that's going to be a tough one for Florida. So I'm hoping Florida in 6. Otherwise, Florida in 7.
We'll see.
But yeah, this third period is about to start in 5 minutes. It's gonna be a good third period for that Florida Rangers game.
Great period, and I think Florida's going to win this game. I'm going to mark my words. You can put this right here, no matter what. We're not going to. I'm just going to stay I'm going to do like the Pistons owner. We're going to stay the course. I'm not going to change anything. Florida's going to win this game.
Well, heck yeah, boys.
Sir, put your money on it. Let's go. Get some money.
Yes. Download BetESPN. Throw some money on it.
All right.
All right. So how about this? I mean, Boston is already in the NBA.
It's going to be the Blue Jackets GM right now. How you feel about that, Fyodor?
Oh yeah, he's it was the old Hurricanes GM is now the Blue Jackets. I mean, hey, Hurricanes were in the playoffs. Did they make it past the first round? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be great for the Blue Jackets because hopefully we can make it into the playoffs and not be one of the bottom 5 teams in the NHL next season.
Or worse, where Elvis is gonna leave us and then he'll have a stellar career somewhere else.
Yeah, right. As it always happens for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
So guys, if you guys were to, obviously it's Boston in the NBA Finals. It's more than likely going to be the Mavericks. If you had to pick either of those teams to win it all, who would you guys take real quick?
I told my brother-in-law, give me Dallas in the NBA Finals.
Dallas NBA Finals.
Well, I mean, yeah, I already took Dallas, but I'll say it here on our episode, the podcast. I took Dallas to win. I have Dallas, Florida, obviously Dallas to win the NBA Finals and Florida to hoist the Stanley Cup. So yeah, let's go Dallas.
The only concern I have for the basketball one is if Porzingis comes back, because if Porzingis is in for Boston, it's going to be a lot closer of a series. I think. I mean, either way, it should be a great series.
Is he projected to come back for the finals?
I think it's going to be still a great series.
Yeah, he should be.
I mean, I still think it's going to be a fantastic series, and we'll see how it goes. But we got to talk about our final thoughts right now, gentlemen. What is your final thoughts on this great NHL season right now?
I like the parity that they have. It's fun to see, kind of like it's not the same teams necessarily every year. So I'm really digging the parity in both sports. That's my final thought.
Ooh. Final thought for this NHL season. Let's go Stars pulled out on the Western.
Oh no! Yes, I gotta go.
Let's go Florida in the East, and then let's go Florida to win it all. Hoist Lord Stanley.
You know what? I just gotta say one thing: if the Stars and the Mavericks win their championships, this is the prophecy is true, and the Rangers won a World Series. I can see in my eyes greatness and all. Who is that? Dak holding Lombardi for all.
What? Stu? God.
No, I saw what Stu was saying, because if the Stars win, and then if you have the Mavericks winning, then you have the Rangers winning. You have the trifecta. Go for the 4 horsemen and the Cowboys winning. But sir, if those first 3 teams win, for sure that was it Raymond Dak Prescott will not be winning the Super Bowl.
Dakota Prescott.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, you gotta pronounce his greatness name. Raymond Dakota Prescott will get us into glory and greatness with Lombardis and all, with holding Ezekiel Elijah Elliott.
Could you imagine being this hyped up to be like the 12th best job in the league?
How dare all of you you. How dare all of you? We are going to the Super Bowl. And you know what? When we get the NFL Stock Watch, which is going to come up in August, we are going to do we are going to do a NFL Stock Watch, which we will pick what we think the preseason, and this is going to be interesting, gentlemen. We're going to have to predict what will be the record for each of these teams.
And honestly, that works perfectly because we've been doing these podcasts, these episodes on Tuesdays. So on every Tuesday after that Monday night game, we'll be able to do a whole new set of where our teams are at. Cowboys might be at 0.
Boo! Boo! Boo this man! Boo this man! We are not going to be a 1. We are going to be at least a 9. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Ooh, all right, guys.
I want to go eat before these games get too interesting.
All right, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure as always.
And like I said, for next week, gentlemen, it's gonna depend. We could do it on Tuesday. It's gonna depend on the Stars versus Edmonton game, because if it goes to Game 7, it's gonna be on a Tuesday. I want to wait until we get to the finals, so we could do the podcast on Tuesday if we don't have a Game 7.
I agree. We'll go from there. We'll talk about it, and then we'll schedule around it. I agree with Stu, though.
We do have a Game 7. We'll start the podcast on a Wednesday. So
you got it, Stu. All right. Peace out.
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you. And as always, I will catch you later, Mr. Gators. So take care.